So, you guys, I'm hearing checkmate, you've won. They just haven't told you yet. Okay? And I want this to be known when I speak on, when I'm talking about, yes, like my situation, which is a lot of other people's situations with the cults, covens, inheritances, like family, karmics, all of that mess. No, so God, I mean, yes, but like, I confirmed with the Most High that when I speak on anything, it's not just about that, because I know not everyone's going through that, but whatever you are going through, and you are making, changes like within your life, or you like whatever is going on like in your life. When I come on here and this is why we say it's a collective read. What resonates with you will land. What I speak on, positive or negative, you guys, if you feel that you're getting a thought in your mind, which is, these are downloads, you guys, like if it's something from what have you, like it pops up in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, these are correlations to something you need to check in with then. Or if you already know, like the things that you're going through, it does, like I said, it doesn't have to be the cults, covens, no. But whatever you're going through in your life, it's either, it's whatever I'm saying, it's going to relate to you guys, or like not at all. Like you're not going to get a thought of anything, but if you do, like you're on my channel for a reason. So like it's something within your life that's going on, okay? So I just want you to know. So something within your guys' life, along with mine, right? We all have different storylines. We all have different timelines. But checkmate. You've already won. They just haven't told you yet. So whatever is going on in your life that you've either been, fighting for, like asking for, like direct, like making moves within your life, okay? You'll know, you guys, you will know what this occurs, what this connects to in your life, okay? So, yeah, so they haven't told you yet, right? Because where they benefited, all right, this could be family, friends, this could be, exes, what have you, whatever community you're in, they banked on the fact that you wouldn't figure it out. You wouldn't connect the dots enough to figure out, like, maybe that closest person to you was your biggest op. This could be even the person that you married, okay? Like, you're seeing through a veil that they thought that you were dumb to, or that you would just allow to keep playing out, because you would have to find yourself in such misery that you'd be like, oh, I did this to myself. Hell to the nah. No. And that it was either or, right? You were never going to stand up for yourself and never going to speak on something. Say if you found out like someone was cheating, like, your person or something, they thought you would just stay in your nook, like stay in your lane. Or it could be as big as, yeah, like corruptions, like the cults and covens, like our fucking justice system that is like tried to, taking you down, or your family members that have stole from you or what have you. Yeah, guys, or it could be simple as your friend group is like trying to like keep you out of something when you're like, dude, I had the idea, like, how are you guys going to stomp on me when I'm the one that like told you it? Okay, it's like, it could be even that, like trying, and that's just even came to me. So like that definitely could be something that there's a group of friends or something that someone had an idea, wants to run with it, is including their friends in on it, and now they're trying to like stomp you out so they can run with the idea without you. Yeah, so that one is stop there, but just check it. This is why, you guys, we speak on these things, because it's not for you to say, oh, and take everything and be like, oh, hey, that's for me. No, like, you guys know what's going on in your life, and if you don't, and you're seeing these things, these are wake-up calls to know what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I don't want anyone paranoid. I don't want anyone to feel like everyone's against. No, this is not what we're here for. Every read that you see, you guys, collective, unless it's a personal reading directly for you, it is information that you intuitively already know for yourself, okay? It is a confirmation to the intuitive downloads or information, or the knowing that you see and have experienced, for you to already know. That's all it is. So if it doesn't resonate like that, it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to awaken to maybe something that kind of was like you like hooked onto, and you're like, okay, well, that couldn't have ever happened to me, but you kind of hooked onto it. Opportunity for you to take a look around. Why am I hooked to that? Why am I hooked to that one thing she said? Okay. And it's always for growth. I know I said that first, but like always for growth. But if it doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate, and you leave it for the next. But do not make it your story if it is not. Okay, guys? If you are on here, God has led you, and I'm not just talking my channel, I'm saying like led you to the YouTube right now, and you're on a spiritual, like any of these that are like spiritual, that you ask God, show me what I need to see, not just like you searching all things. Don't search all things. There's no need for that. You're going to confuse yourself. If you are on here, you guys are on your path. I have said this is like you understand the 3D. You have dove into the spirituality world of it to enhance your life for the betterment. So yes, there are going to be moments you need to be on guard. You need to be aware. And we don't want to look at every single person that's in our life as bad. Just be careful of that. Just know when you are aware of things, or things that you are unaware of, but you know that you need to be cautious of, that is the best place to be. And so you can still be around people. And this is where you find growth. And it took me a minute to understand this. This is where you find growth. This is where you find patience. This is where you find silence within self to allow another to speak, to keep speaking. How that alone, you will find out information. Okay. Because we don't ever want to be in a super paranoid state, because that's what they also want. Anyone that's trying to undercut you or like come for you in a sneaky way and trying to be your best friend, double-facing you, like two-facing you, like, yeah, they either want you crazy, they want you to go crazy, or they just never think you're going to find out. So they'll just keep feeding you bullshit, siphoning off your energy and stealing from you somehow, some way, depending on, what dynamic you're in with these people. I know it's unfortunate. I'm just saying. Like, you're on the up and up if you are, like, we just have to learn how to be in ways, in certain circumstances and ways. But this is a testament to your intuition. This is what, when you're here, my light just went so much lower. Interesting. Yeah. So that was a change. Someone didn't like what I just said, because it was totally true. But, what essentially, like, when you're getting initiated and whatnot, like I said, when you come on here and you're dabbling into the spiritual world, maybe you were such a skeptic, all these things, but you're here now. Shit has gone down in your world, and you're like, I can't believe it. Believe it, because you're on your path. You are going through initiation by the actual hierarchy of our world, of the 3D world and all the realms, and that's by the Most High. Okay, by your ancestors. You are on your path to awaken fully to the knowing that we do live in a spiritual world, and yes, there are things that are occurring around you, underneath you, above you, and I'm saying, and being sneakily done to you in the 3D, and like, okay, but you're here for growth. You're here for you're here to lead. I'm telling you guys are here to lead, and I've told you that before on my channel, right? Unless you're a full-blown karmic or an op, whom y'all already know who you are on my channel. If you're watching me, okay, you know who you are. So kick it on that panel, whatever. But to my other ones, if you guys are like, oh my gosh, like, in your hearts of hearts, but you're here and you're in the clear, and you're here to be awoken to lead within your own life, and to obviously know your purpose, and to lead others, to be someone that is an advocate for growth and change and leadership. And right, this is how it starts. Okay, so you've already done something. You guys have been doing good things. Okay, you guys know in your heart, like, where you stand, and these are going to be confirmations for you guys to, like, keep. This is when God's saying, like, if you feel down, you feel pulled back, you feel like, is this really happening? It's really happening. You guys, whatever's going on in your life, it's really happening. Believe in your intuition. They want you to discard it. They want you to discard it and to not believe it, to not believe in it, to make you sound crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You wouldn't be awoken to it, whatever it is going on in your world, okay, if it wasn't meant for you to understand, to digest, to investigate a little bit, or just to see it for what it is and know that you're above that, and to walk away, separate, and to rise above, speak your truth, speak out what it is, and have your own direction in life, okay? I'm just saying, you guys, like I said, this can come down to the smallest things. This could be the biggest things of your life, okay? It's like, sometimes God just has to awaken us in different ways, and he will do what works for you. I will tell you that much. And he does it in like small, it's like, it doesn't all just happen at once, or it does if you've really been closed off to things that you are almost choosing not to see. Your subconscious is like, nope, we're going to mark that one off, even though it's like blatantly in your face. Like seriously, some of us, you guys, are like choosing not to see what it is, right? Because it's scary, it's hard, it's like, where do I go? But you're meant to be on, all of us are meant to be on this earth plane, but dive into it. Just know you're being taken care of. You're safe. Okay, so back to this. Sorry. So you're not late, by the way. You're not late on what you were awoken to, what you you obviously put the little markers together, right? You spoke up about it. You stood up for yourself somehow, some way. You aren't late on this scenario in your life, okay? You broke out of a constant spiral, okay? Sometimes these constant spirals can be us falling back into like bad habits with the ops or with the friends that we know that are not like good for us, right? And or it could be like falling back into with an ex and saying like, oh, okay, well maybe it'll be better this time, maybe they've changed, but you have like no voice or vocal cords to say, have you changed, how is this relationship going to be? No, you went back for comfort, and that's she or he has a stronghold over you. Or when you do those things, you guys, when we fall back into laps of things that we have already conquered, or we knowingly know that is not for us. I was never happy there, but I'm feeling a little lonely, or I'm feeling a little like anxious or whatever, like, or I feel like FOMO, missing out. Okay, no, you might feel that for an inherent time, a small amount of time, but that's because that's in that void for you to like release and understand. You can sit with yourself, so you can then have better FOMOs with like new people. Don't fall back, because when we loop back, you guys, it can be a whole season of that, which can be a whole month, and then it's like you haven't learned your lesson, and God will have to have you like learn that again, and it's like starting at point A, or point 1, and then you have to like do the whole breakup thing again, or whatever. And if you haven't gone back, you guys, and loop back, good job, because literally there was going to be another attempt to pull you away from that understanding that you already had. Like, you felt it, you knew it to be true, maybe you asked about it, maybe they denied it, but you just kept knowing something's off. Someone's not telling me something, but I know it's to be true. I know it to be true. These are intuition tests, okay? These are the knowings that, these are using your clairs, like clairvoyant, clairaudience, like these are your clairs. These are the knowings that the Most High gives you for a reason, to build that intuition, to know you are correct. Because I'm telling you right now, we live in a spiritual realm, and regardless if that human is right in front of you, whatever spirit can be on them, at times it can be their goal to make you not believe, right? Because without proof is not believable. False. Okay? To make you not believe that your knowing, regardless if you can show proof of it or not, is not correct. It's to always, I'm not saying always, there's never, like, you guys never believe in like an all or nothing, right? So but at times, whoever you're dealing with in ways that you're like, wait a minute, like you're like, I even can tell something is like misreading about you. Like you're like, but because it's not always the search, like you're not going to get confirmation from those types of people, okay? So just know, you guys, trust me, it's a journey. It's a journey, but it's a good journey. And like you're on your journey. It's for you to recognize and believe in yourself enough to believe in your intuition and to know what is going on. And you will be, and this is where God's pushing you to connect and ask for that guidance, okay? Say, show me, like, is this correct? Or you say, release any and all people that are not meant for my highest and greatest good. For myself, if I know them or I don't know them, if they've come in my life or if they have not. If you are feeling, because I have felt that way before, like a little panicked, and it's like, just get them out of my life. Okay, like at least, or show me something very blatantly. Be very, very detailed on these kind of ones when you want something in or out of your life, or if you want to be shown exactly. You must be detailed, and you must really just like ground yourself and speak directly. Okay, and call on your angels, call on your ancestors of the highest light degree. Okay. So just know that. But you guys are in alignment. Like what you have already done, you guys are already aware. So I'm like doing unnecessary teaching, but it's never unnecessary. You have figured out certain roles though of certain people, and you've almost like maneuvered them in ways to where they think that you don't know still, but you just created boundaries without speaking them, which is very healthy. You don't always need to tell the person what your boundaries are. You can create boundaries, especially with people that you're coming to find that are not so close to you as you thought they were, okay? Because they definitely were thinking that you were operating from the darkness, which is actually kind of funny, because when you are tapped into spirituality, when you begin to learn and understand your darkness, and you begin to honor your darkness, what they think is the devil, right? So evil, which they are probably properly dabbling with in their own nefarious ways, what have you. But they are going to believe that you're doing the same nefarious acts. Because remember, when you are not and aren't open and honest and sitting in your truth, right, you can only see so far. So you can only believe so far. So what occurs? You will think that the people that you want to have hate on or, go against, they will be doing the same to you. Because that's how far you're meeting yourself. So that's how far you think others are going to meet you. All right. It just is. Okay. This is why we grow, expand, and all these things. But for you have chosen to look deeper inside yourself and realize, I do have a darkness, which we all do. Those are wounds, those are hurts. And that's also your passion. That's also like your, sex drive. That's also like your desires. And your desires can be different than what we just desire to go on vacation. No, they can be deep, dark desires. But your deep, dark desires are something that you get to have because you're not one that's choosing to intentionally use them to harm others, right? Or harm yourself. And you guys, that goes across the board. Like, we are not here ever to take advantage, to harm others or harm ourselves, okay? But so they thought that they wanted to call you the devil, right? And think all these things. You're not. And if anything, you could be like, I've met the devil because I met myself. I met my shadow. I understand it now. And yes, I do. And yes, I get hurt. And yes, I have these desires of sexual things, what have you. You get to, okay? And I want to explain, you guys. So when we talk about the devil, okay, like the devil represents, I'm going to read this to you, represents the seductive force of desire untethered from wisdom, right? So it can be lucid. It can be like to disconnect, right? To our fantasies, like it's, this even like obviously a lot of times sexual, right? So it is dark, yes, but not because darkness itself is evil, but because it thrives in what remains unconscious, which is very funny because the unknown, which God also wants us to lead to, right? That's an unconscious, unknowing, right? So, and actually, okay, we won't go there right now. Okay, unconscious, hidden, or unexamined, right? It is passionate, drawing upon intense emotion and ambition, fear, pleasure, and craving, okay? It can feel ethereal, subtle, right? And almost invisible. Makes sense? Influencing thoughts, beliefs, and temptations rather than always appearing as something physical, which you guys, in so many forms, in so many ways, what are all of our thoughts? Right? Especially when and this is why I think we fear so many times to sit in silence unless we are doing something that's like, you know, we want to be alone and we want to be in our own thoughts and do like our whatever, like in a good way. I know, but then to, you know, so, but look at that. It's so much a part of us. Like that is why finding the balance within where are the healthy balances in all of this? Everything's a balance. I don't care if you want to go even like down to like doing, you know, like drugs and things or whatever, but like there's a balance to all things. So like why are we here on this plane? To experience, but yes, to learn our lessons, okay? But I will say, once you guys are on your path, like, yeah, like, you know, and God gives you all grace, but like you're on it, all of us, okay? You know, so I just wanted you guys to understand, like we all have a darkness in us. And by the way, that's when like even we have dark feminine and all these things that we come up with. I swear, I'm like, okay, that's just another thing they come up with. But it's okay because it's true. That's where you find your strength. That's what you get to use the darkest things that have occurred to you. That's how in the Bible, even how God is going to get you to like to where you can lead, where you can, because you understand the hardship of it. You're not going to be judgmental. You're not going to be egotistical. You're not going to think that you're like above all else when you haven't even been through the fucking trenches. Like, are you kidding? It's like people that say, oh, you don't even tip well because you've never been probably a server in your life. You know what I mean? That's just an example, but I'm just saying you don't know hard work until you've done the hard work and you had to earn the money or like the keepsake or like what have you, right? Like you don't know until you work hard to get it. And that's why people can act so deserving of when they're not. And this is why we have people that try and destiny swap and all that shit because they don't want to do the hard work. And God has taught some of these people that have been like after you guys for years and had like even since childhood like knew your destiny, trying to come after you, stole from you, all these things. Like sure, God let it play out until he's like, oh really, you want their destiny? All right, well here is the fucking package. Here's the overall like vacation package you got to take to get to where this person has gotten to. And if you pass all those tests and you don't get revenge and all this kind of shit, then yes, you're given protection, you're given grace, you're given all these things, but it's no one knows what goes on behind the scenes, okay? And by the way, it takes heart. That's how it fucking what it takes, okay? And that is how, when you have true heart in yourself, a true heart, and trust me, we're the ones that get beaten down the most because we always give all the 8th million second chances, okay? But like I'm just telling you, God has to build you up to know the difference. That's having discernment and knowing like, wait a minute, you kind of screwed me before. I ain't letting you back in again. And then you guys, I'm just saying with all this, like the dark magic and all that kind of stuff, like it's like we're fighting for our lives out of like a hole that we should have never been in. And the destiny was always ours. But remember, that's yet again, the destiny is and always will be yours. But yes, God has to put you through the initiation. So I'm just saying. I know I just went on a tangent, but I'm just saying, you guys have done well, and no one's pulling you back into another misunderstanding of these people for you to be played again, okay? But once you see, and we're talking third eye seeing, okay, not through the thieves of the 2 eyes. Once you see, understand, feel, and felt, and this is when you watch people and they will mess up right in front of you. You know better, so don't fall back in just because you feel bad. Oh, and we were at the darkness. You have mastered your darkness. You love your darkness. You respect it, and it respects you too. And that's when your darkness rides with you, and you know where to place it. And darkness can be full-heartedly your confidence, where you're going to stand up for yourself and you're not going to get depleted. You're not going to get played. You're not going to get belittled. You're not going to get told what you should and shouldn't be, when that motherfucker over there doesn't even know that they're just wearing their fucking demons all over them and being a jackass to your face. Okay? Like, yeah, sit down, little boy, go learn. Or girl, go learn. I'm just saying, it's a balance, and we all have it in us, that darkness and that light. Where do you want to play your parts? Like, be the smart one in the room without having to work so hard. Love yourself fully, and you will master yourself, and no one can take that from you, but they will try. The more you master yourself, the more you will feel a pushback. I will tell you, that's just natural, because you slightly become the target, okay? Because we live in a spiritual world. And yes, like, there are physical human beings in this world, elites or not, or whatever, that have been around a long time, that have known your destiny, that will actually physically have people come for you. Like, I'm not just to scare you. When you know, you know. This is why. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay? But when you master yourself, you're above all of them, because they have solidified themselves in just that darkness. But now that everyone's being awoken to who the fuck they are, and whomever they even want to become, the greatest of the greats, yeah, this is why this is why foundations around us and people, places, things of that status are depleting, and they are running out of money and people to pay. So it is what it is, and what they have to come to is the full acceptance of, we are the light and we've always been it. They were just taking it from us. They were hopeful that you would fall back into your darkness that you were feared of, and that made you feel like, I need to cling on to substances, I need to be depressed, I need to do nothing with my life and let everyone win around me because I'm just not strong enough. That's what they want. But you didn't do that. You said, fuck that shit, me and my darkness ride fucking forever together. Okay? Because it's you and you, babe. It's yours. So own what it is. And when you love it and give it love, all the hurt, all the pain, everything that was done to you that you didn't know or don't know, but you give that inner child that love, that's loving your darkness. And then it's always waiting for you. Your inner child's always waiting for you, saying, win, let's go, let's go. And then that's even when the underworld gonna wake up and be like, we got you too. Okay? Because we're both the light and the dark. I always say the devil to God is his shadow. And what we are the reflection of, all his children, I'd say, is God's shadow. It's spirit. We are all pieces of spirit. Do you see? So, we're both. We are all one energy anyways, you guys. Like, I know, it's crazy to think like that, but it is. Like, if you even take like one moment to think like how connected, how similar who you run into, your family members, look down, like ask them about their birth charts, like confirmation, like, yeah, we're all just one big glob. And that's why God needs us all to also work together and see each other for just like the same person at times, so we can respect each other and understand we're just on different moments of life, but we're learning from each other rather than to defeat each other. And it's been going on for generations, and it needs to stop. We are here to see that the system around us, right, has really been the ultimate destroyer. Okay, you see, down to the past generations, down to like even my great grandmother or something with the silver coins or something. You know, like it's like it was all worth that just to take a life. That's the sickness behind the mechanisms, like the what has been constructed into. Like, yeah, when it comes to money, when it comes to status, when it comes to like all these levels of like what we feel our success, when in reality it's the heart. It's to not be inhumane, but to be human, but remember that we are souls living in a human form. Okay? We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, you guys. Remember who you are, my loves. You are warriors. You are gods and goddesses with all the love and heart and good intent, great intent, with the fire and the fury from the underworld, to pour that out, to be giving and loving and caring and rightful, like, and like truthful, like, and conscious and aware of how powerful we are with the light that we hold. So to have the passion behind us from the underworld to put forth this light and this glory of good, of greatness that is bestowed upon us. We are anointed. We are here to give back. So with that, I'm going to finish off what the second part to God's original design for humanity, okay? Unconditional love, truth, healing, and growth, the human condition, okay? Understanding the 7 deadly sins and why shame keeps us from God, okay? And it shouldn't, because who has hold over the 7 deadly sins? We call it, we say like the devil, that, you know, like Lucifer and all that. Well, guess what? Lucifer is the dark, ethereal, passionate energy that we hold inside ourselves. We're not looking at the devil as bad. Like, none of this is where we were lied to, you guys, by humans that wanted to control us and keep us kept down below. Okay? Put us in fear. The dark is the light. The light is the dark, my loves. Understand this. The answers are all in the darkness of our souls. It's all interconnected. We just gotta love it a little bit more, okay? And accept it. That's why here with these 7 deadly sins, you know, like we have become afraid to disappoint God, you guys. So some of us even became judgmental towards others because fear often reproduces fear. This is where we left off, okay? So then something changed. Exactly what I was saying. Something changed in you, okay? You said, F that noise. I'm just trying to live my life, okay? So it reproduces that fear, but something changed. So we grew up, all right? We left home. We went to college. We entered the workforce. We gained freedom. For the first time, no one was telling us what time to come home. No one was watching every decision. No one was asking where we were, right? Especially to the ones like myself that was under like a helicopter mama, you know, like micromanaging mother, or even down to like, I don't know, stepmother, or stepfather, what have you, a big older sister, it doesn't matter who, a caregiver, you know, whoever was like in charge of your life. No one was, but at this point, no one was asking you where you were. No one was setting boundaries for us, right? So, and suddenly we found ourselves living in a world where almost every temptation, the devil, was available at any moment. And this came to things that we see in our world all day, every day, right? Alcohol, drugs, pornography, dating apps, right? Shopping, social media, literally on it right now, for good reasons. Okay, endless entertainment. This is our free will, you guys. Listen, social media, endless entertainment, unlimited distraction. We often call this freedom. Questionable. But I want to ask another question. Were we ever taught how to steward that freedom? I think about this too, you guys. Side note, like, why didn't they ever teach us how, to be domesticated, right? Once we got into college, you're in college, you're in a different state. Sometimes you're in a whole different environment, in a different weather. The temperature is going to be different. Like, we weren't domestic for the most part. Domestic, right? We were not always taught that. And why in high school? Why aren't we taught to know? Even directed towards what are we going to do for work? Not just like your major, you know, not always that. Just getting us prepared for knowingly that we have to make money, regardless if we're going to college or not. Like, And if you don't go to college, you definitely have to know how to like function yourself in the real world. You're going straight to a job, or you already had the job, but is that going to make you or excel you to the place that you want to be? These are the things. And why did we not, why in the school district are we not learning about checkbooks? Oh wait, don't need those anymore now, but why aren't we digitally learning? Like, why are we not learning about money? Why haven't we learned about money? Why haven't we, because they wanted us kept. Call them they, call them whatever. They know who they are, okay? I'm just saying, you guys, this is yet again another form of a change that we're going to make. Like trade schools, I think those are very important. I think those are needed. You must know how to survive in a world that we live in like this, okay? We need to adapt our skills. What skills do you have? We were born with skills. Our skills are our gifts, okay? It's a form of our gifts, okay? It doesn't matter if it's a vocal, if you're a speaker. Why do we have public speaking in school? Thank gosh for that. But if you know, maybe you're really good with numbers. You can be a banker. Like, you're quick-witted. Like, you could be a sales associate. You know what I mean? Like, you get along with people. These are skills of ours. You're very resilient. Like, you're a night owl. You could even work and you don't get scared by, the cemetery. You could be you know what I mean? You guys, you could work at the night shifts. I'm just saying, do you see like from the smallest thing to the greatest thing that you can become whatever you want? But yes, we were kind of hindered by the fact that once we got out there, why do you think we're all doing so poorly with our money? Why are we just spending and seeing things? I want it. I got it. Oh, I'll open up this credit card. It's 2026 and you think I shouldn't. I think we all think that I should not even have to tap into what I just said right now. That, maybe we should be teaching in high schools how to manage money, funding, all these things. How to set up maybe a savings account ourselves to understand it.
Dancing on the edge of reality, caught in the spell of this magnetic gravity, in the endless fantasy.